The myth of man. The archivist's voice echoed through the amphitheater's crystalline dome, smooth and practiced as it had been for centuries. Before the council unified the stars, there were the forgotten wars, Vietren said, his four elongated fingers drawing glowing symbols in the air. And among those ancient threats, there was humanity. A hush fell over the gathered students, their iridescent skin tones and feathered antennae shimmering beneath the archive lights. The word carried weight, even as myth. A predator species, Vietren continued, born on a world of shifting tectonics, volatile weather, and dense gravity. Fire was their first ally, violence their second. He paused dramatically. A few students whispered. They rose from stone to satellite in mere centuries, developed nuclear force before achieving unity, built machines that thought, weapons that could erase continents, and ships that outran light. A Talari student raised a tendril. But archivists, if they were so advanced, why are they gone? Vietren smiled, but did not reach his eyes. Because, young one, they burned themselves out, consumed in the wars they started. The last record we have is from over 5,000 cycles ago, a distress beacon from shattered moon near Sol's third planet. After that, nothing. He gestured, and the lights dimmed, revealing a holographic image, a human soldier in ancient armor, her eyes cold, determined. They were chaos incarnate, unpredictable, illogical, but brilliant. His voice lowered. The council feared them more than any other. We did not conquer them. We simply waited. The image faded, and the students buzzed with speculation. Humanity was a bedtime story, a cautionary tale told to unruly hatchlings. Behave, or the humans will come for you. The lesson ended. Vietren turned to archive his notes when a proximity alert flashed red across his interface. Priority relay from Deep Space Post 117. Language match. Human standard 21st century dialect. Vietren's heart skipped. He opened the file. Static bled into a voice, raspy, mechanical, undeniably human. To any listening ears, this is Fleet Echo 1. Terran origin. We return not in conquest, but remembrance. Earth endures. The message repeated. Coordinates followed. He stood still for a long moment, the chamber silent. Then he called the High Council. Half a system away, in the black between stars, the scout ship Isari Wind glided near the edge of known space. It had been sent to investigate the transmission. Its captain, a Jarathi veteran named Selvon, adjusted the sensors, then froze. There, looming in the void, was a vessel, over 4 kilometers long, hull blacker than space, edges sharp as war blades. On its side, letters etched in archaic Terran script. UNS Vindicator, reclaimed Earth Fleet. Before Selvon could react, every system on his ship shut down. A single message blinked onto his screen. We see you. Selvon's emergency jump barely succeeded. When the scout limped home, one phrase echoed in every report. Humanity was no longer a myth. They were real, and they were ready. A return written in fire. The Grand Chamber of the Galactic Council rarely echoed with silence. But today, even the air seemed to hold its breath. Ambassador Kareth of the Vokari Alliance stood in the center, his spines rigid with unease. Let the record state, he began, the scout vessel Isari Wind encountered a human warship. Not a derelict, not a forgery. A fully functional fleet vessel bearing Terran markings. The murmurs returned, buzzing like static. That's impossible, growled High Marshal Drexen of the Zarn Dominion. Humans are extinct. We verified their collapse millennia ago. Kareth turned, eyes dark, then explained the UNS Vindicator. Explained the message. The coordinates. The power surge that fried Selvon's systems. Technology we can't replicate. A flickering projection lit up above them. A recording of the transmission. We return not in conquest, but remembrance. Earth endures. Several delegates shivered. The words were old, almost ritualistic. Chancellor Yulkor of the Scholars' Circle tapped her slender claws on the dais. Myth or not, A military presence near neutral space is a provocation. Do we engage? Or attempt contact? Admiral Khan stood. He was the oldest being in the room, his chitin armor adorned with campaign scars from a time most considered legend. I fought them, he said, voice gravelly, before the Council's formation. I remember their tactics, their refusal to yield. I saw a single Terran corvette disable a dreadnought using nothing but ingenuity and disregard for self-preservation. He paused, letting the memory burn into the silence. If they're back, diplomacy must be our first move. But be warned, they're not like us. They don't bluff. And they don't forget. Just then, the chamber AI chimed. Incoming transmission from the Kethri outpost on Fringe Sector 12X. Emergency status. Playing now. The image was shaky. Smoke billowed. An alien officer screamed orders. Then a shadow fell over the camera. A sleek, angular ship drifted past, a human destroyer. A beacon floated in its wake, pulsing blue with a message. We seek no war, but we will not be ignored. The feed cut out. The outpost had been disabled, not destroyed. No casualties, just a message. They're not launching invasions, Kareth said, stunned. They're announcing their presence. Claiming territory, Yulkor corrected grimly. One outpost at a time. Khan turned to the council. We must send a diplomatic envoy. Show we're willing to speak. If they wanted war, that outpost would be ash. But we cannot appear weak, Drexen growled. Dispatch a fleet to watch their movements. Whispers spread. Fear, calculation, denial. Outside the chamber, panic bloomed across the outer colonies. Civilian transports fled fringe worlds. Pirate factions vanished. Smugglers spoke of a new ghost fleet drifting along ancient lanes. Always watching, never striking. One message appeared across underground channels, scrawled in Earth Standard. We are the children of a burned world. We carry its fury in our veins. You erased our name. Now remember it. Humanity had returned, and the galaxy would never be the same. The Envoy and the Echo. Envoy Lyrian of the Talaria Accord had never known fear like this. Her ship, Serene Purpose, was escorted by 2 light frigates, strictly ceremonial, meant to avoid provocation. The Council had chosen her for her calm demeanor and fluent knowledge of ancient Earth languages. And because if things went wrong, she was expendable. They emerged from warp at the edge of the Sol system. Lyrian's breath caught. Before them floated a formation of Terran ships, black as the void, silent and still, yet bristling with dormant power. Some are sleek like sharks. Others, colossal mobile fortresses, etched with names once thought fictional. Resolute, Iron Warden, New Eden. Her pilot whispered, no heat signatures, no active comms. They're watching us. Lyrian swallowed. Open channel. Human standard, mid-21st century dialect. A pause. Then she spoke clearly. This is Envoy Lyrian of the Galactic Council. We come in peace, seeking dialogue with representatives of the Terran people. Static. Then for a long moment, nothing. Just as she was about to repeat herself, a voice cut through the silence. It was low, tired, unmistakably human. Acknowledged, Envoy. You are clear to approach. Follow beacon to Station Solace. Her ship locked onto the beacon and moved slowly toward a space station in orbit above Earth. Earth itself, visible now, a pale, reborn blue beneath scattered clouds. But something was wrong. No satellites, no debris, no orbital traffic. Where is everyone? Her pilot murmured. Station Solace loomed into view, massive, industrial, but pristine. Automated docking commenced. Her guards remained behind. The docking bay opened with a hiss. And there they stood. Humans. Not myths. Not ghosts. 3 of them waited. One in a long naval coat, tall and gray-eyed. Another in sleek armor with a plasma sidearm at her hip. The third, older, scarred, bearing the insignia of something ancient. UN Command. The one in the coat stepped forward. I am Rear Admiral Marcus Hale. Welcome to Solace. Lyrian bowed slightly. Thank you, Admiral. On behalf of the Council, I extend. No titles, he interrupted. This isn't politics. This is history correcting itself. She hesitated. You've been gone 5,000 cycles. How did you survive? Hale's gaze hardened. We didn't. Earth burned. We fled. Hid. Rebuilt from exile. You called us extinct. That made us invisible. Now we reclaim what was ours, not by conquest, by presence. Lyrian studied him. Then why fire no shots? Why disable outposts without killing? The armored woman stepped forward. Because we know fear. We were raised on it. The old galaxy feared humans as monsters. We're not here to prove them right, but we will be heard. Lyrian looked at the earth below. You want recognition. We want truth, Hale said. The truth that we endured, that the myth lived. And now, so does the fleet. Lyrian understood then. This was no invasion. This was a reckoning. The truth beneath the ashes. Back on Capital Prime, the council chambers were on edge. Envoy Lyrian's report had reached them, unedited, undeniable. Humanity had not only survived, they had evolved. Silently, strategically. Their silence had been a blade, sharpened in the dark. And now, they had chosen to speak. High Marshal Drexen pounded a Talon fist on the stone table. We allowed this myth to fester, and now it stands above Earth with weapons capable of cleaving moons. Chancellor Yulkor was more measured. And yet, they haven't cleaved anything. No demands, no blood, no declaration of war. Their existence is the threat, Drexen snapped. In a quieter chamber beneath the council hall, Scholar Vera, a historian and linguist, pored over fragments unearthed from restricted archives. Records of the Terran Exodus. Military skirmishes erased from official memory. Whole fleets vanished in the Sol sector centuries ago. Reports labeled classified due to cultural contamination. One line chilled her blood. Human resistance too stubborn to extinguish. Recommend long-term containment and information suppression. Let memory fade. The council had buried the truth. Humanity hadn't died. They had been erased. Back on Station Solace, Envoy Lyrian walked the silent corridors with Admiral Hale. This place, she said, feels more like a tomb than a command center. Hale nodded. We made it that way, so that every waking moment reminded us of what was lost, of what your council took from us. Lyrian's voice was soft. Not all of us were alive when it happened. But you benefit from the silence, he replied. They passed a memorial wall. Names were etched in titanium. Millions of them. Cryo fleets, he said. Half of us were born in voids, raised in code, minds rebuilt from fractured DNA and memory fragments. We preserved humanity, even when the body of Earth burned. Lyrian touched the wall. You want to return to the galaxy. Hale turned to her. We already have. The question is, will your people accept us or try to erase us again? She met his gaze. You've done more in silence than most empires have with weapons. But the council, they fear the unknown. And you, Admiral, are a ghost that became flesh. Hale gave a rare, bitter smile. Then maybe it's time the galaxy learned to live with its ghosts. Outside the station, dozens of human ships came into view, slipping from stealth, power signatures awakening. No weapons primed, just formation, just presence. Earth rotated below, quiet but whole. The myth was over. Humanity was not a story told in fear. They were now a presence to be reckoned with. And in the deep quiet of space, a final message was broadcast to all known frequencies. We are humanity. We do not seek vengeance, but we will not vanish again. The stars are ours too. With this, the myth of Earth's forgotten children gave way to a new reality, and the galaxy braced for the era of humanity's return.